creative and provides a curriculum that combines design thinking, Fab Academy, and local insights to help students master the skills to transform their ideas into reality. Please.
So I provided them a PDF file, so I need to scroll it down. So happy to be here, and this is my first time to be in Singapore. But yeah, thanks to guys. And but Singapore is not a totally new city to me because I have some visitors from the US and FabLab Singapore to visit me in Shenzhen. So my job is mainly about education, and I'm 30 years old this year, and my whole journey started from 12 years ago when I finished the so-called biggest examination in a Chinese life called Gao Kao. I don't know if you heard about it or not, but 12 years ago I witnessed this. Like after the final exam, everyone, the high school graduate student, tear down their book and throw it out and into the air. It looks like snow, right? But what's inside it, what's behind it? It's students' fear, students' not positive feelings about learning, right? They don't like learning, they don't like paper, they don't like text. But whose fault? Whose fault? Is knowledge a boring thing, or knowledge is a useless thing, or is the way to teach that we should blame? What is the answer? And then that's how, and that's why I started my journey. And since then, to now, I experienced many things. And 7 years ago, I joined the first makerspace team in Shenzhen called Childhood Makerspace. And Takatsu-san is now a very good friend, in Childhood Makerspace surrounding community. And since then, I got a lot of chance to do education focused job, and I got many chance to talk with educators from all around China and all around the world to get to know what's happening in different communities. So I got invited to many maker fairs to be a speaker, including like one maker fair each year, like Maker Fair Shenzhen, Maker Fair Xi'an, and this year Maker Fair Singapore. And I got my Fab Academy certificate in Fab 12, and since then I joined the Fab annual event every year, and I talk about maker education in Fab 4 in Vietnam this year also. And then I joined some bilateral exchange program like UK, China called Hello Shenzhen, to get to know the maker culture, maker community in UK and what's different between UK and Shenzhen. And I'm one of the candidates this year in a program led by US government called Advancing Women in STEAM Field. So hopefully I will visit US next year and get to know what's really on the ground happening in US about STEAM. So this experience opened my eyes a lot, and it told me actually it's not just in China, parents and educators care a lot about education and feel unsure about education. It's happening all around the world. So that's why we are calling for a new form a new way to teach all around the world. And when talking with parents and educators, one question popped up quite often. That's about how we learn. So education, this word, like in 2,000, 3,000 years ago, actually the meaning of this word is talking to people with wisdom. So it's not about like something like this, a schedule, like divide your time into many sections per week, and like each section is 40 minutes long or something like that. It's not like this, but just talk to people who had wisdom, like the former two speakers, like that. And then why now the modern education system look like this? I think the reason behind it is about efficiency, like about the efficiency of how we can fast copy one set of knowledge from the teacher's hand to a student's hand. How can we do that fast? And that's why we divide student time into something like this, and we want to make it fast, we want to make it accurate, and then we inventing text paper, and we ask, is it 1, is it 2, or is it 3? We ask that. So is it right? Is it correct? So we can see the outcome. I can feel the outcome. I can feel the outcome like after the Gaokao, after the biggest exam. Students don't like it. And what's happening after that? What I saw was, okay, in university, students started to ask themselves, what should be my future direction? What career I should purchase in my whole life? And then they got confused. Because before the biggest exam, they haven't learned that from our current education system. And in university, they felt unhelped to do that. They don't know how. And then confused, and then just play video game, just find a common job and live their life with no passion. And that's not what we need. And I don't think that's the most important task education system should do. And that's not just is it in students' life, but that is it in parents and educators' life. When I talk with parents, when I talk with teachers, educators, I apparently feel this work every time. Like when a new baby is born in a family, and the parents start to think, how can I ensure a bright future, a successful future for my baby? I love my baby. How can I do that? How can I do that? And that's why parents, educators look for good quality education. And we want to get the best quality education for our babies. But what's the answer to this question? Do we have the best solution? Do we have the 100% correct solution? Just admit it, we don't have it. We don't have it. No education can ensure a bright future for a kid. No education can do that, and no parent can do that. And because parents and educators think that system is it, and then we feel anxiety. But if we can admit it and we can face it, and then there is chance we can let it go and really let our kid to fail and to learn from it. And this is the enemy. This is our enemy as parents and as educators. We should face and we should. And I draw two lines here to describe the way from the start point to the goal we want to get. So we want our kids to have this, but actually it doesn't exist. it doesn't exist. Through a new form of education, we need to let them understand it's a lot of back and forth in the middle, and you may fail a lot of time, but you always should know where you want to go and know where is your goal. So that's the key point our education should do. And how we can do that? So the next is some experience I learned from a lot of my failures in the next few years. During my way to look for the solution, how we can do that in our education, I joined a course called Fab Academy. So it's taught by Professor Liao from MIT CBA, and I draw this sketch to describe the structure of the Fab Academy course. It's happening all around the world, so there are a lot of local LAM, and there are many members in each LAM, and then we have regional meetup, and then we have a global speech every week also, and then all of our blogs, all of our homework will go to an online resource, and then it becomes resources for new students to learn. I write down some keywords about it. It's distributed, it's online, offline, and it's community-based, it's project-based. No one in Fab Academy can get through the whole process by themselves. No one can do that. And not every question can be solved by Professor Liao, by the only one teacher. There is only one teacher in this course, like the formal teacher. There is only one. And how we can solve all the problem, all the failure we face. We need to solve that via community. Like you need to know how to create links, how to learn from others, how to learn from graduates from the last year, something like that. You need to do that. So it's not just one-to-end logic, like one teacher and end student logic, but create a network, like how to do that, create a network and solve questions by yourself, solve failure by yourself. This is a very interesting structure, and based on it, Litchi Lab, so my team, create our own curriculum for kids aged from 8 to 18 years old. So the basic concepts we use in our curriculum is these three things. So the first one is design thinking. It's a 5 steps problem solving formula, and the middle one is our national standards about education, like what a kid should learn, what kind of thing. And the right one is Fab Academy. So I explain this page with design thinking represent the way how designer treat the world and how designer define a question, define a problem, define a need in the real world. And Fab Academy is like the hands of an engineer. It's about like how you can really create a solution with the existing and the affordable technology way that you can use. And the middle is about the knowledge. The knowledge is not something we can blame or we should blame, and it's interesting thing actually. It tell us how the world run, how everything surrounding us run. So it's not something, it's not enemy to student, but it's the way we teach that makes students feel learning is a boring thing. And these are 5 topics in Literature Academy. So Literature Academy is a simplified Fab Academy course that we redesigned from Fab Academy. And this is about design thinking, the 5 process. And how we can do that, like design a STEAM unit in a real classroom, how we can do that. I put one example here to explain how Liao does that. Because my main job now is teacher training, so I do a lot of teacher training for public school students and training centers teacher. And this is one example happening just 2 days ago. How can we turn that a very strict schedule to a more open-ended unit? So in this project, my teaching goal was teach them how to use laser cutting, how to use 2D design to create some 3D thing. So I asked them how you can use 2D thing like paper or plywood to create 3D thing. And then they gave me some different outcomes, different projects. So this is a model of the highest building in Shenzhen called Ping An. And the designer used stacking to create this one. And this is an eye from a very famous Japanese animation, Naruto. And this is a powder box from and this is a drawer. So they gave me different solutions. But as a teacher, how can we allow these solutions to appear? Actually, it's quite easy, not that difficult. You just need to address your topic a bit, like about STEAM, about STEP. You just need to address your topic a bit to make it more open-ended. Like, I'm not saying, let's learn how to laser cut a box. It's not like that, how to laser cut a box. But let's learn how to use 2D technology to create some 3D thing. And let's see how many solutions we can do to do that. And then they will start to do searching, they will start to discuss and make interesting outcomes. And it's just a very small adjustment together. And we do that not only in teacher training, we also apply this in high school students. So like throw them, not throw them a topic, but they came to Liao and asked us, how can I solve a problem? So this team I taught last year, they came to us and say, how can we change people's habit? Like when we sit, we cross our leg, but that causes some problem, some health problem. How can we change that? They came with a lot of these open-ended problems, and then they try to find a solution in the lab. And that's how Makerspace should work and provide support to students when they're with an open-ended problem, and Makerspace can provide that. So this is the last page about our contact information. I'm happy here to meet you guys, and I really want to create links for this opportunity to talk to educators. If you're interested in how maker education in China and more information about Liao, please contact me. Just drop me a mail or just come to me. Thank you.